Thanks, everyone. This is a public stream for an AMA Ask Me Anything. I'm Sid, the CEO at GitLab, and Francis was kind enough to put in the first question. Francis, you want to verbalize it?
Absolutely, Sid. I know how much you like it when we put questions in advance. This is about the CRO search. I know you can't comment on specifics, but I'm just curious, kind of personally, what kinds of personalities, perspectives, attitudes that you think would benefit the e-group the most at this stage?
Yeah, thanks for the question. There's a lot of, we're looking at a wide range of people, so there's not a specific personality, although like it's a big job. We need someone who's gonna who who loves working hard and getting results and all kinds of other things. Three things that I mentioned what we're looking for is one is someone who's seen scale. Like we're as a company, we want to grow beyond $1 billion. If someone has seen that before, that's great. Preferably they were responsible for it, or maybe they were the organization where they've seen it up close. The second thing is we want to make our customers successful. So we're on one hand, we're selling a software product, but really the impact is if our customers achieve their goals with it. And you see that, for example, we're bundling more services with GitLab Ultimate and things like that. Someone who's seen that motion, especially making the biggest customers, where change is sometimes the hardest, successful. Super important to us. And another thing that we'll spend time on with a future CRO is pricing. More and more AI functionality. You have AI functionality like do a workflow that makes people more effective. Like it helps with coding, it helps throughout the application. Sorry, I meant Duo Enterprise. You also have Duo Workflow that's kind of AI doing its own thing. And probably you price Duo Enterprise, you price it kind of based on the efficiency of a person, and we kind of now have an extra cost, like it's priced per seat. There's an extra cost to it. If AI starts doing things independently, maybe you don't price it per seat anymore. We haven't announced pricing there yet, but it's surely going to be a topic of conversation. Pini, you had the next question. Want to verbalize it? Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. So Program recently reignited the founder mode discussion, was debated over the years. So just wondered, what is your take on it?
Well, first of all, I enjoy reading about the conversation. I thought that Patrick Collison had a great ex-post that I linked. That was 2 days ago that he made that. And he reminds people that although like the Steve Jobs of the world can be very micromanaging when it's called for, they're also great at recruiting great people and having them do things. And he stresses that what you want is that the people deciding aren't necessarily the managers, but the people closest to the work and the domain experts. What we try to do with DRIs, the directly responsible individual. If you do the work, we'd love for you to also make the decision. I thought that was a really good one. And I think that what's super important to realize is that kind of the directiveness of management, kind of telling something what to do versus delegating and letting them decide. It's not a mode you're into continuously. Like you continuously micromanage or you continuously delegate everything. It really depends on the situation. And I wrote a blog post a couple of years ago about situational leadership. I also linked that. And it talks about kind of 19 things you could look at to decide how much to delegate or to be directive. And it depends on tons of factors, including how important it is, how urgent, how many opportunities for feedback, history, the competency of the report, the competency of yourself. So as usual in business, it depends, but I think I've wrote down a good list of factors what it depends on.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Paul,
Hey, Sid. Good morning to you.
morning
Um,
to
in,
you.
in regards to the GitLab Foundation, what are you most excited about in regards to how the foundation can help people? And P.S. Kudos to for starting such a great organization. I always wish I had the opportunity to start one, so thank you and kudos.
Yeah, the GitLab Foundation has been a highlight, and that's certainly example of hire a great person and have them run it, at least on an amazing job in building that. I think I'm really excited about the size of the impact. If you look at our public dashboard, the estimate of total people impacted is now nearing $1 million. 1 million people, not $1 million, 1 million people. That's a lot of people. So I think that's super exciting. And if you look at the estimated lifetime earnings increased by our grants, it's the positive impact we estimate is $28 billion. Like that's incredible. I also like how diligent they've been at measuring the impact. And one positive surprise is how many times we achieve our goals. And Ellie does a better job at explaining this. But basically, we're going for really ambitious projects where for every dollar in, the lifetime income increases by more than $100. And then 80% of the time, we achieve our goals, which is more than I expected upfront. Because if you do such ambitious things, it doesn't work in a lot of cases. But it turns out that the GitLab Foundation has been really great at finding projects where it does work. And afterwards, if we measure, they are exceeding their goals in a lot of cases. So that's been really, really great to see.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sid.
Thanks for your question. Pilar,
Hi, Sid. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you. It's so good to see you too. So, since this is an AMA, Ask Me Anything, I thought I would ask, what's something people don't normally ask you about that you wish they would?
Wow, that's a good opportunity. I think there's two things that are happening in our industry at the same time, and they're important to distinguish. One thing is that the shift from point solutions to platforms that we've talked about for like 10 years, like we've created the DevOps platform category, and it's happening. The point solutions are getting deprecated as people move to platforms. And I think because we talked about it for such a long time, it's almost something that we think is so logical that we almost don't see it. And it happens kind of slowly. It takes many, many years. But we're seeing more and more customers deprecating their planning solutions, their security solutions, their artifact store, and just go all in on GitLab and have the entire software lifecycle within one application and allow them to go faster. I think that's a really great thing. So kind of the adoption of platforms is increasing, and the platforms, GitLab is able to replace more and more point solutions for more and more customers. At the same time, you have AI, which is moving very, very quickly. But that's the second wave. And with AI, we've had Duo Pro, like code faster. We have Duo Workflow, not only code faster, but go through the application faster. Duo Enterprise, and now Duo Workflow. And you can see my heart is full of that, like the AI doing things autonomously, which is going to be a very exciting development, and it's going to kind of revolutionize the industry in the sense that a lot of the security fixes that need to happen, we'll be able to do them quicker with AI, more reliably in more projects. So really, really exciting.
Thank you, Sid.
Thank you. Tyler.
Hey, Sid, good to see you. Thanks so much for the AMA. Going out on a limb with this question, but I believe that you have an interest in crypto, so assume that you're a believer in some form of decentralization. Curious if you can share a little bit more about your perspective on how that shapes your thoughts on GitLab being a centralized platform. As you mentioned earlier, fewer tools, one application.
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't have an immediate response to that. I do think crypto is super interesting. I followed it closely. GitLab was started with the money I made speculating on Bitcoin back in the day. There is maybe it's centralization, but there's kind of some intermediation or getting more intermediates in the process. I started a thing called Glow Dollar, a stable coin that gives to not-for-profits. I also think that kind of if you lose kind of the private keys to your wallet and you lose all your wealth, kind of that's not going to work. So I think we'll have more and more kind of escrows and time locks and social checks where your friends vouch for things, and kind of we'll end up with more and more complexity to make sure that things are reliable and things don't get stolen. I do think there's great advantage to having kind of a system of record that everyone can see. We, if you want an analogy, we're the system of record for software, the one place where you can see the whole software lifecycle from beginning to end. Scott. If someone want to read Scott his item if he's not able to do so himself?
I can do it. Thank you, Sid. Sorry about that. To riff on your answer above, that we have defined a category for DevOps platform, and to combine that idea with our general strategy of being a fast follower, do you think we're yet becoming an independent? And are there fast followers that might erode our position in the market? And is that thinking you're undergoing? How do you approach that at a strategic level?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're successful. You go along long enough to become the incumbent, as you say. I think we're continually watching kind of point solutions. I think today we're watching a lot of AI. Like, especially impressed with Cursor, an AI-driven IDE, which seems really great, or is really great, and has gotten a lot of users quickly. There's also a lot of other point solutions that want to grow into a platform. I was impressed with the placement of Harness as a leader in the DevOps platform category. I thought that was well done by them. They are more on the kind of the CD side, but they're starting to offer things all across the different spaces. I think we've seen historically that it's really, really hard to offer a complete DevOps platform. And I think we're ahead there. We're able to replace way more point solutions at our customers than other products can. And I think one of our superpowers is being able to innovate across such a broad set with the help of our customers contributing back. So I think we have the right model, but we're continually looking at what we can learn from the rest of the industry. And with that, this is the end of our public section. Thank you. And